Jason started a slow, almost mocking clap. "Could you do as well?" Anakin asked, before he had even turned around to face his brother. "Doesn't matter," Jason replied. Anakin crinkled his face in disdain and snorted. "You spend half your life dancing around with that thing," Jason commented. "We're Jedi Knights, or soon to be," Anakin replied. "And all the Jedi should spend all their waking hours alone, dancing about with remotes?" Jason said sarcastically. "You practice," Anakin retorted. "And I spend more time alone than you do," Jason agreed. Anakin looked at him skeptically, as if to ask, given that admission, what the problem might be. "There's a reason for the solitude, and the practice," Jason tried to explain. "To hone our skills," Anakin replied. Jason was shaking his head before his little brother had even finished that expected response. "To deepen our understanding," he said. "That again? That always," Jason said firmly. "When you are practicing, what are you thinking about?" Again, the skeptical expression. "Are you fantasizing that you're hunting out Logomorians?" Jason asked. "Saving the galaxy as Dad once did?" "When I'm in the practice regimen, my mind is clear of clutter," Anakin replied, but again, Jason shook his head, unsatisfied with the answer. "Right before you fall fully into the Force," he clarified, "and right after. What are you thinking about?" Anakin's expression turned to one of anger. "What are you thinking at those times?" Jason pressed. "What fantasy battles do you wage in these sessions?" "Why does it matter?" Anakin snapped. "Because that's not the truth of the Force," Jason answered just as sharply. "You keep thinking of it as a tool, a weapon in your war against everything you see as bad. But that is such a limiting philosophy." "It is a weapon," Anakin replied slowly. "A powerful weapon, and a great responsibility." Jason shook his head. "Those are the minor truths of the Force," he said. "The ones that so many like you focus on to satisfy your personal hunger for glory." Anakin seemed as if he was about to spit. "The Force is a method of serenity and truth, not an outward projected tool to be used to further any single person's perception of good," Jason lectured. "Do you think the New Republic is evil?" Anakin scoffed. "Neither good nor evil," Jason explained, taking no offense. "But I don't agree with all of their actions. Certainly individual communities have suffered at their hands, just like during the reign of the Emperor. But this time, in actions taken for the greater good," Anakin argued vehemently, obviously not pleased with hearing any comparison between the New Republic and the Old Empire. Jason merely chuckled, the simple, mocking reaction having the effect of turning Anakin's words around so that the younger brother had to recognize the subtle truth in them. "I'm getting sick of hearing all this," Anakin remarked. "You'll hear it until you learn the truth," Jason replied immediately. "That is my responsibility." "Uncle Luke told you that?" "This isn't about him," Jason replied. "It's about you and me." "He's going to put the Jedi Council back together," Anakin said, as if those words gave him the victory. "He has to," Jason said, his tone making it clear that he wasn't happy about the mission. "Or risk disaster because the other Jedi Knights, like you, running through the galaxy, righting every wrong." He waved his hands dismissively at his brother and turned to leave, but before he had gone 2 steps, Anakin grabbed him by the shoulders and pulled him about. Anakin held up the pommel of his lightsaber. "This," he said emphatically, "is an instrument of law. No." Jason snarled in his face. "That is a tool through which a Jedi might look inside himself and find his inner peace. A measuring stick for his acceptance of the Force." Anakin's expression revealed clearly that he didn't get the point at all. To deny full entrance of the Force during such a practice session will weaken your parries and get you stung, and often, Jason replied. It's not about waging war, Anakin. It's about finding peace and your place in the galaxy. Pretty words that mean nothing when the fighting starts, Anakin retorted. A Jedi at peace is a better warrior by far, Jason said. Prove it. Anakin accentuated his challenge by turning on the blade, causing it to flash and hum to life right before Jason's face. If I must, to get the point through your thick skull, Jason answered calmly walking by. He turned to face Anakin and brought his own lightsaber to glowing life before him. Thank you. I stumbled a little bit there, but I hope you enjoyed the first debate between Jason and Anakin Solo. That's all, as I get through my journey of New Jedi Order for the second time. Have a good one.